Hi YouTube, welcome to My Enchanting Life. My name is Gianni and I help women awaken their divine power so they can create a life that absolutely enchants them. So you wake up every day wanting to pinch yourself because your life is like a dream. And what this means to me is that you are living your purpose, you have the money you want, you have the love in your marriage you want, the relationship with your kids that you want, the relationship with yourself that you want, and you feel like you're always moving forward. And so, if that sounds like something you want to create for your life, welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. And if you want to work with me for the next 12 weeks in my Queen of Enchantment program, where we do the work that it takes to create that for you, use the link in the description box below so that you can sign up to work with me, or you can send me a message if you have any questions about our time together and we can see if it's a good fit. Just say hi. And then if you are not ready for that level of investment yet and you kind of want to get a taste of my work, you can find my self-study programs in the description box below. There is a heart detox for if you've ever been gone through anything like betrayal, if you have any resentment or unforgiveness. There is also a program for if you've experienced infidelity where you can heal your heartbreak. And there's also a program to get your baby back to breast if you are a nursing mom. That being said, welcome to this video. Today, what I want to talk about is an important topic. It is about everyone is yourself pushed out. And this is something that has absolutely transformed my life. I think that if there is one concept that I have really taken to heart, that I have claimed, um, this would be right up in the top 5 things that have changed my life for the better. So, you are the creator of your experience. Everything that you have created in your life has been a reflection of who you think you are, your thoughts, your beliefs, how you believe the world works. And part of that are not only just the circumstances in your life, but the people in your life and what they do. And so, people in your life show up to meet your expectations of them. And so basically, what we do is that we go through life and we think that people are who they are, when in reality, people are who we think they are. Have you ever, well, I'm sure you have, you've been in a experience where you are talking to someone about someone else and they describe this person completely differently than how that person shows up with you. That's happened to me many times, right? I can think of one person in particular that anytime other people speak of him, I'm like, that is so strange. He's not like that with me at all. Like, he's so good, he's so kind and generous with me. And so, people show up in your life to meet your expectations, right? So, your expectations of how people treat you, your expectations of who they are, or what their gender is, or what their race is, what their type is. It can be a host of different beliefs that intersect together that create the relationship dynamic between you and this person. And so the beautiful thing is that when you take ownership of everything that is being created and experienced in your life, you can then mold it and shift it and shape it to what you prefer to have, to the experience you prefer to live with that person. There are some people, right, like in the self-improvement community, a lot of the times it says surround yourself with positive people, cut people out of your life who aren't, growing or hold you back or whatever. And that's fine. You can do that, right? Because it's your reality. You have the power to be in relationship with whoever you want. But the truth of the matter is that if you're surrounded by negativity, it's because you attracted it. It's because you created it. It's because you are negative in one way or another. Or simply you have a belief that you're surrounded by negative people even though you're trying to be positive and change. Everyone and everything is a reflection of your thoughts and your beliefs. So I'm going to give you an example for me. The greatest transformation that I've experienced, one of, um, is my relationship with my marriage, right? It was always on the rocks. I had created him to be a very bad husband, and I just used to think he was a bad husband. And so what that created for me It was an experience of unsatisfaction in my marriage. It created an unstable relationship between us. And I just decided to believe that he was a good husband and that he loved me. And so when I started working on being lovable, thinking that he wanted me and that he loved me, everything started to change. I started telling myself that he was committed to me, to our family, to our home, fully committed, that he was ready for that. Even though I had been married to him for a long time, I still didn't believe that about him, right? I had beliefs like men take time to mature, and we got married at 18, and at no point in time when I was 18, it was fine to think that because we were teenagers and it was okay that we were mature. But at some point, I was supposed to upgrade the belief to he's mature now. He's ready for our marriage now, and I never had. And so I always felt like I was dealing with a child. And so when I started changing my beliefs, he started showing up differently. So, case in point, these flowers that are behind me, my husband brings me just thinking of you flowers all the time. And this week was the first time he brought me two bouquets. And it was such a lovely surprise because I had fresh flowers in my office and I have fresh flowers downstairs. And I just thanked him so much. I just appreciate him so much for thinking of me and for just having that abundance of love where, hey, I can't pick between the two. She deserves the both. She deserves them both, and I'm going to give them both to her. And I love that so much because it's a reminder to me of how far we've come. There have been so many stages in our marriage where one, I didn't get flowers at all, or I had to nag for them, or I only got them on special occasions. And now I get more just because flowers than I do special occasion flowers because I get them on special occasions and all throughout the year. And so I created a dynamic where I feel loved all the time, right? But that's because it's not taking anything away from him. It's just that I expect to be loved and I expect him to be loving and I expect that the love that I put out comes right back. And I feel that so deeply because I remember what it was like to yearn for his love, right? But I wasn't giving it to myself. I wasn't creating that for myself. And so what you do is when you have these expectations that are subpar, that are not what you want, you limit what people are capable of in your life. You limit how other people can show up. So, how are you limiting your experience of other people based on what you think of them? What is it that you think of men that's creating your current experience of them, right? Because this can also be great. You can think men are good, men are providers, men are protectors, and your husband will show up that way, right? But you can also think men are dogs, men are cheaters, men are no good. You have to do everything for them. Whatever it is that you think, husbands are blank, 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 fill in the blank. And then you'll reveal why your experience is the way it is because everything you experience, you will funnel through that filter of what you believe it is, right? So, when you don't know that you are in charge of your reality, that you are the power, that you are the source, and that everyone in your life reflects that, you give your power away because you think that they have free will to do as they want. I thought that my husband was deliberately choosing not to bring me flowers, not to love me in the way I wanted, having relationships that I didn't agree with, not respecting me and my boundaries, right? But I was creating that internally first, and he was just reflecting that back to me. And so, when you take your power and you realize that you are the source, that you are the creator, I think I recommend this video in every single video that I write, but it's the most important. I'm going to link it right here. You are the source of your life, of your experiences with other people. The only one with free will is you. Why? Because through your perspective, you have the free will. And so your purpose in life is to be a creator. To I call it being a creatrix, being a woman, a queen of enchantment, where you're shaping and shifting everything around you to match the best version of itself, right? And so, one of the things I did when I was doing a lot of marriage coaching is as a wife, your job is to see the best in your husband and what you're doing and what women who were signing up with me at the time were doing was creating the worst version of their husbands, right? The cheater, the unloved one, the one who didn't come home, the one who was suspicious, the one who was doing bad things, right? But you have that same power to create the best version of him. And as a wife, I believe that is your duty. That is your duty as a mom. That is a duty for yourself, for the people in your life, to be the light, right? To be the light in the world. And so I challenge you today, how are you dimming the people around you, and what can you do to really step up and own that power? Because when you change, they will show up differently. And so I challenge you, pick one thing, one trait, one characteristic about someone in your life that you do not wish to experience anymore. Pick one and just focus on the one and change your mind about it. Just decide that they are no longer that. Just decide. Have you ever been in an experience where you instantly changed your mind about something, right? You thought a person was good, and your girlfriend comes and tells you, "Oh, he did this and this." Instantly, you're like, "Oh, that person's bad." You changed your mind about them. You didn't even see it for yourself. You had no proof. You took what someone said and you changed your mind, and now you experience this person differently. And so the same thing can be done deliberately on purpose when you're in a situation you don't like. Why? Because you deserve to live frustration free. You deserve to live in harmony and in love with the people around you. You deserve to live the fullest, best version of your life. And so take that upon yourself and comment below. Tell me, what trait do you want to change about someone in your life, and pick just one and change your mind about it, right? So if you have someone who is always late, decide that they're on time from now on. And even when they're late, say, no, they must have had an emergency, because that person is always on time. And you will see that when you change your mind and you stick to it, they will change. And so, what I teach in my Queen of Enchantment program is to really deep dive into those blocks, those things that are in the way between who you are and who you need to be to live the life that you really want to live, right? So, you're so tired, your life is boring, your life is exhausting, it's the same thing every day, and you know that there's more for you. You don't know what it is, you can't point it, you can't point your finger on it, but you know that you are meant for more, that you're not living your purpose, that you're not living your best, fullest life. And this is my call to you. Let's have a conversation so we can see how we can work together to really create that, because you deserve it. You are your best investment. When you change, everything around you flourishes. When you believe the best in your husband and who he is as a person, in his income, in his provider ability, and how he loves you and shows up for you, and who he is within himself, and his confidence and his goal achievement, all those things are a reflection of how you support him, right? Energetically, which is more than physically. You can say something and not mean it, right? But you can't lie about the energy. You can feel the energy when you're with someone else. You can feel the dynamic, right? And so the same thing is with your parenting, right? I do speak life to my child, my children, but energetically I also try to convey that when I say something, right? When my son goes to school, I tell him, I'm so proud to be your mommy, right? But I could just say that and not put any love behind the words, right? But I try to say it in a way, when I hug him goodbye, I'm actually proud of being your mom, so that he knows that and he takes that with him, and he acts in a way when he's around other people. I have a support system. I am enough. I am good. I am someone who is worthy of producing pride, and act accordingly and be accordingly. So, that is what I want to talk to you about. Own your power, create the life of your dreams, and don't let anyone derail you from that, because a lot of the times you become that person's victim. So, when you're not owning the power as the creator in your life, you're owning your power as a victim. You have faith in being a victim. You say, that person hurt me, that person betrayed me, that person lied to me. And of course, all those things are true. We're not discounting that those things happen to you. I've experienced hurt, betrayal, lying, infidelity, right? But though that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It just means that I expected it to happen. It means I created it. It means that I had beliefs that didn't support a loving stable, happy marriage. I had to change who I was showing up in the world. I had to become the woman who believed she could have that. I had to become the woman who believed she was worthy. And unless you do that work, you can end that relationship, but you're going to take yourself into the next one and you're going to create it again if there's no change in who you are between them, between the relationships, right? And so what I do is I help women transform their lives right where they are. So you don't have to uproot everything and change everything. You can just be who you are, and then when you make changes, you're doing it from a place of power and not from a place of victimhood, right? You turn your trauma into triumph is one of the catchphrases I used to say. So things like that you have the power and you create it and you're using it, and it's deliberate and it's on purpose and you can use it every single day, and that is the Queen of Enchantment. So if that's for you, it's a 12-month program where we work one on one. We have a weekly session and we deep dive through um, the things that are in the way from where you want to be so that you can become the woman who loves waking up every day and you think life is a dream, because it is, because you don't recognize who you are. You don't recognize the magic happening around you. You go from bored to bliss, from trauma to triumph, from mundane to magical. And that's what I want to do for you. So in the description box below, there is a link. You can sign up, or if you rather speak with me first, there's a link to send me a message on Facebook Messenger and we can talk about it. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Bye.